You become effective when your failures fuel forward transformation and when your shortcomings show you that you are not superhuman.
It's time to exhale and be motivated. Annie's Blue Couch. Yeah.
Hello, everyone, to all of you, Annie's crew. Welcome back to the Annie's Blue Couch. Thank you so much for taking the time to sit down with me today. Before we get into today's conversation, I want to remind you to please like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and as always, do me a huge favor and share this video with at least 2 of your friends. Last week, we talked about the need to hit the pause button so that we can refocus on our purpose. If you haven't watched that video, the link is right here and in the description box below. Now, before we go on, I want you all to tell me, how was your week? How was pausing? How was refocusing? Leave me a comment in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear from you. In my moment of pausing and refocusing, I realized that COVID-19 and racism aren't the only problems in our world today. There's another serious problem. People don't know who they are. I'm saddened by the amount of people I see who are completely confused about who they are and why they are alive. And what I've found out is this: the more time we spend studying others is the more time we lose in getting to know ourselves. I want to motivate Annie's crew to really, truly believe you all are exceptional. I want to empower you to believe that no matter how similar your purpose may be to someone else, that only you can fulfill your purpose your way. Listen, if you and I find out who we are and begin to maximize our strengths and work to strengthen the areas of our weaknesses, we will leave such a footprint on our world that for centuries after we are gone, people will still be talking about our impact. I have spent so many unnecessary hours, days, weeks, months, even years convincing myself that I needed to be like this person or that person if I wanted to be successful or important. I looked at what others had on display and I told myself that what I had on display didn't make the cut. Every time I sang or spoke or anything, I had this voice in the back of my head whispering, sometimes screaming, that I was simply not good enough. Have you ever felt that way? Like you weren't good enough? When I tell you, that thought is the biggest, most ginormous lie. I want all of Annie's crew to stop giving ear to that voice. I want to encourage you that what God has given you is exactly what you need to become exactly who you were born to be. So let's dive into this. What does purpose even mean? There are tons of definitions out there, but I want to make it super simple. Purpose. P-U-R-P-O-S-E. Purpose is people understanding right perspective on self-effectiveness. Isn't that exciting? Purpose is people understanding right perspective on self-effectiveness. We all have a perspective on who we are and who we want to be. However, if your perspective is based on comparison, it's not the right perspective. Comparing yourself with others is simply not productive. It's one thing to observe and appreciate others' gifts. We need to support each other. However, when the amount of time you spend observing and appreciating others causes you to neglect observing and appreciating you, you've gone too far. Don't get me wrong. We do need each other. Not for comparison, though. The only person you should be comparing yourself to today is to yourself yesterday. Your right perspective should never be based on comparison to others. The right perspective on who you are comes from embracing yourself, flaws and all. You become effective when your failures fuel forward transformation, and when your shortcomings show you that you are not superhuman. You become effective when your flaws aren't filed away in some secret cabinet. Bring them to the forefront and deal with them. People will try to limit you to your flaws and failures and shortcomings. They do it to me, they will do it to you. And that's okay. Honestly, we all do it to each other. But it does not matter how anyone wants to define you. They don't get to write your book. Can I tell you a story about me? Everybody that's close to me probably already knows. I really love to sing. And I've always wanted to sing professionally. I went to school for jazz vocal performance and I studied music education, and I've just enjoyed singing and teaching others to sing for as long as I can remember. But one time, I had an experience where someone compared me to another singer and said that singer was much better than I was. As soon as I accepted that as a statement to negate my own greatness, I lost my right perspective. I didn't know that then, but I can look back now and know that that's what happened. The thing is, there will always be someone who can do something better than you. I know that's sometimes a little hard to swallow, especially when you're doing your absolute best, but there is someone who can do it better than you. There's someone who's doing this better than me. But what is better anyway? It's a relative word. There is absolutely no one who can be better at me than me. There's no one who could be better at you than you. I'm glad I never stopped singing. But that one comment did cripple me for some time. I had to really give myself several pep talks to gain back my right perspective. And you might need to give yourself a few pep talks too, in order to gain back your right perspective on your own self-effectiveness. You have to be okay with someone being better than you. That never ever means that you're not good or even great. One person's perspective on who you are should never be your definition of you. Sometimes even to this day, I have to shake off rejection and negativity. And I encourage you, shake it off. Whether it be dealing with singing or parenting or being an influencer, a Christian, even making this video, I'm constantly reminding myself that I am effective only at being the me I was born and created to be. I want everyone who's a part of Annie's crew to begin to fully embrace you. I want to challenge you to spend some time with yourself, by yourself. I know that may be a little bit tough, but really, spend some time with yourself, by yourself, and ask yourself a couple of questions. What are you passionate about? What problem do you want to solve? Maybe you can go back to school. What are you already good at? Who cares who else is good at that? Or dare I say, better at that? You can do it too. Your way, for the people you are meant to help in the way only you can help them. Start the process of writing that book. Who cares who else is writing a book right now? Write yours. Start that business. If you fail, learn from that failure. Get up, fail forward. The questions I'm learning to ask myself and that I want you to start to ask yourself too are these. What worked or didn't work today? What part did my attitude play in the outcome of today, good or bad? And how can I do that better on my next attempt? Be honest with yourself. If you're going to take some time this week to be completely honest with yourself, leave me a comment down below. Tell me what you plan on doing. How do you plan on doing it? How do you plan on getting away and just being with you to come to grips with your purpose, to refocus? I promise you, this will help you to keep your purpose at the forefront and totally and completely reshape your attitude towards handling others and definitely towards handling yourself. Remember, purpose is people understanding right perspective on self-effectiveness. Understanding who you are will give you the right perspective on your own self so you can be most effective at being you. Until next time, remember that you are beautiful. You are special. Your smile is amazing. And don't let anyone or anything ever make you feel less than who and what God has designed you to be. Annie's crew, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Bye for now.
Annie's Blue Couch.